Crowd's electric. The hair standing up on the back of my neck.
In our house, man. Finish what we started last week. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be dog fights. We believe in ourselves. Let's challenge her, man. Let's go.
Melo made it right.
Unbelievable. Touchdown. What a catch. Hey, stop you. Come on, now. Yeah! What a catch. He's done it again.
Justin Jefferson and the Vikings head into Philly to take on Jalen Hurts and the Eagles as both teams look to follow up on their Week 1 wins tonight on Monday Night Football.
Y'all know what time it is, man. Let's go!
There's your Week 2 matchup on Monday Night Football. Minnesota Vikings, Philadelphia Eagles. Minnesota coming in 1-0. Divisional win at home over the Green Bay Packers. And the Philadelphia Eagles had to travel on the road and win what turned into a tough game against the Detroit Lions. Lions then turned around and won yesterday. So they're 1-1. So two 1-0 teams getting together here this evening. And we're having the coin flip right now. We'll see who's about to start this night with the football.
Start the first half. Philadelphia is going to receive. Good luck.
The answer is Philadelphia and Mr. Jalen Hurts. As you look at Justin Jefferson coming off an unbelievable Week 1 performance, and he was all over the place, not only down the field, but at the line of scrimmage. You got to find him, then you got to try to cover him, and that ain't so easy.
They had him in a lot of different spots, like you said. They had him in the backfield. They even had him, tight as a tight end type of position. They moved him, obviously, but with that, it wasn't only him. Everybody then had to move and play different positions, including Dalvin Cook. But I thought Kevin O'Connell, the way he opened that game last week against Green Bay, certainly kept Green Bay on their heels, and Justin Jefferson had a day.
Vikings actually won the toss. They defer. That's why the Eagles start the night with the ball, and Kirk Cousins and the offense will watch with the rest of us as Nick Sirianni's team will go to work. Hurts did everything in that Week 1 win at Detroit. He threw for 243 yards. He ran it 17 times for 90 and a touchdown. And as we talked about with Lisa Salters, he was looking for A.J. Brown time after time and found him. 10 catches, 155 yards. Greg Joseph will kick it away with Quez Watkins waiting for Philly. Short kick. Takes a bounce, and Watkins is there, and he's corralled around the 17-yard line, and just a return of 4 yards as Patrick Jones downfield made the stop. And here comes Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, and you mentioned the day that he had last week and his ability to run. There, of course, is his passing yards, 200 yards, 50 yards, then on the ground. And I just felt that early on, the Lions really came after him with a lot of blitzes. He was able to convert those looks into some pretty nice gains on the ground, and that's always the challenge for any defense when you're facing Jalen Hurts.
Odd start to the play, and the pass is caught, and they go right to Devontae Smith, who was targeted 4 times at Detroit. Came away with no catches. Shane Steichen said it's my job to get him the ball, and first play they get him the ball.
Yeah, and that's not coincidence either. You put him in the slot. You feel pretty good about his ability to win on that route. Let him know that he's going to be a part of this game plan right away.
Gain of 5, second down, and out to his right is Hurts. Being chased, throws, pass caught, and out of bounds at the 41 is Goddard. The terrific tight end in his first full year as the starter. With a departure last year of Zach Ertz, good for 18.
Well, he's going to look at Devontae Smith once again, come right back to him. Could have laid it out there to him. For whatever reason, he didn't like it, but then he escapes the pocket, and he is able to get a real easy completion right there. So far here, you know, Minnesota is playing a shell coverage. They're not rallying right now, trying to put an extra defender in the box for the run game.
Handoff to Sanders over the left side. A nice carry, a nice gain, and another fresh set of downs. 96 yards and a touchdown week 1. He gets 12 here.
You're going to see the safeties. Here's Cam Bynum, and here's Harrison Smith, and they're playing deep, and so they come out. Even though they threw the ball on 1st and 2nd down, now they come right up, and they run the ball knowing they have favorable looks.
Now over the right side, it's Sanders. And this time the Minnesota defense stands up to it, a gain of 2.
You know, Jalen Hurts, watching him in that game, Joe, it was obvious that he spent a lot of time this offseason working on his passing mechanics and the ball coming out, because last year he had a tendency to really hang on to the football. Some of that had to do with how much he scrambles, but I thought he did a pretty good job overall of getting it out of his hands.
Corrals this snap and now steps up. Down he goes. It'll be 3rd down and long as Harrison Phillips and Dalvin Tomlinson combine. That'll go down as a sack, and the first of the night for the Vikings.
You know, he had time if he had read it out, because once again, Minnesota playing that shell coverage. He had Quez Watkins to where the ball can just come out. And I think that's just some of the stuff that, you know, he's going to need to continue to improve upon a little bit, because offensively up front, that offensive line did a nice job. And there were people open that he could have gotten the ball out to.
3rd down and 8. Gainwell started in the backfield. Flag flies on the play. Gainwell stumbles down inside the 25. We'll see if it counts.
Ineligible receiver, legally downfield prior to the pass on the offense, number 69. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
It was a good call. The linemen, it was a way for them to basically run a middle screen to the back, and immediately that's why there was pressure right at the start on Jalen Hurts, that they turn the guys loose and they're right in there, and linemen are down the field, and when they get it.
See Stephon Diggs in the Buffalo game get the touchdown on a 4th and 1 on the throw from Josh Allen. Diggs, who played for 5 years with the Vikings, a 5th-round pick from Maryland, and he's taken off since he's gone up north, and Vikings are happy with who they have in Justin Jefferson to replace. Pass is caught. Nice throw by Hurts. And inside the 35 to the 31 is A.J. Brown, first of the night. And a lot of time for Jalen Hurts, 19-yard completion.
And they're trying to give safety help, but when it's zone coverage like this, you just see he's able to just sit down right in the hole. He threatens as though he's going up the field, and with time in the pocket, that was too easy on 3rd and long.
They hurry it up. Hurts takes off, and with a little bit of room in front of him, a nice play made by Eric Kendricks and a gain of 4.
Little surprised what I've seen on this drive by the Minnesota Vikings. I know Ed Donatel last week against Aaron Rodgers, and rightfully so. You're going to play coverage and try not to give up the big play. Coming into this game, you're more concerned about the run game, even though they've been throwing it. But they've played coverage for the most part on this drive, and yet Jalen Hurts has been able to find people to get the ball to. There's Shane Steichen, the offensive coordinator for Philadelphia, who took over the play calling last year about midseason when they started getting it going.
Here's Scott, first carry of his night inside the 25, and a 3rd down coming up for Philadelphia as Danielle Hunter made that play.
Well, this is a nice way to open up a ball game offensively, coming off a game where they had over 450 yards of offense. They just picked up right where they left off.
Night play of the drive. 3rd down. Hurts keeps. Throws. Pass caught. 1st down. Philadelphia. And the catch made by Zach Pascal. A gain of 8 and another 1st down for the Eagles.
Well, they read it pretty well. They got the run pass option, and here comes Kendricks off the edge. So they're accounting for Hurts, but he's got his eyes down the field, and then immediately he delivers the football. This is the other part of it. You're going to get the zone reads in the run game, the run pass options. The Eagles do that more than anybody in football.
Pass is caught. Goddard spins and sets up 1st and goal. And this impressive drive continues, 12 yards to Goddard. From just inside the 4, Hurts to the end zone for the touchdown. You can't start a game much better than the way the Eagles just started here tonight.
Well, he reads it perfectly. Patrick Jones is coming off the edge hard. He's going to hit it. He keeps it. And then Jalen Hurts, he puts his foot in the ground, and he goes and gets it. That's pretty easy right there. And then you've got Bynum, who's trying to make a play and just unable to do it.
Elliott, they shut it down before the attempt.
Prior to the ball being snapped, delay game. Offense.
So that'll back him up 5. That was an 11-play, 82-yard drive. And Jalen Hurts Troy on that possession to start the night 5 for 5, 63 yards and a touchdown run.
For delay a game. We had attendance from the Minnesota bench run onto the field. We're going to replay.
The Eagles think the extra point is good, but they're going to make him kick it again.
We are going to replay the try.
Of course the fans don't like that. They're not shy about letting you know how they feel.
No. I don't blame them.
No, I don't either. I don't either.
So another try for Jake Elliott. And Elliott knocks it through again. Good start for Philadelphia, but a flag is down yet again. And Scott Novak indicating it's against the Vikings, so it will stand.
Offside. Defense number 7. That 5-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Timeout.
You just don't know what you're going to see when you come to the ballpark any day.
You never know.
You never know. You see 2 flags on an extra point. Knocked it through twice. Jalen Hurts takes it in. 2nd touchdown run of the year. The dance was
to wear suits to work, or you have to leave your basement. Nice. Very nice.
There's the start for Jalen Hurts. 5 for 5, 63 yards. The rushing touchdown from 3 yards away. And he made some good throws, had time. He really wasn't pressured much by the Vikings defensively.
Yeah, this is one of the best offensive lines in football. They overcame injuries each of the last 2 seasons. Jeff Stoutland, their offensive line coach, done a great job.
Had to get rid of it here. Finds A.J. Brown, and he is a big, strong receiver. Flag is down as Brown got 9.
Ineligible receiver legally downfield prior to the pass. And the offense number 69. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, that's the 2nd time against Landon Dickerson, and that erases the 9-yard pickup. Dickerson, by the way, is establishing himself as one of the best interior offensive linemen in the league, but flagged for that, and that makes it 1st and 15.
Don't see that called very often. You know, these teams that run this play action and the RPOs, it's hard for these officials to pick that up, but they've got it now a couple times.
Here is a snap that ends up hitting the ground, and Sanders is on top of it, and Zadarius Smith was on top of him, a loss of 3.
Yeah, I just didn't look it in. I was going to say, the snap, everything seemed to be fine. They're fortunate that Sanders right there to get on it.
So the penalty, then that 3-yard loss, 2nd and 18.
A.J. Brown in the slot.
Hurts over the middle, pass is caught. Watkins made the grab. He's going to be short of first down yardage, a 16-yard pickup to make it a 3rd and short.
Well, they're out there doubling him, and he totally turns around Patrick Peterson. But the best part of this is Jalen Hurts, once he gets flushed, he steps up and he moves to his right. He's got his eyes down the field. And what a great job by just sitting down right in the hole between Peterson and the safety right there. They've had a couple of those completions now where they've got defenders in the area. They're just not coming up and taking the receivers when they come into their zone.
Blitz coming from the Vikings. Hurts keeps, throws, easy pickup, but a flag on the play. Goddard has a first down. We'll see if it'll stand, and it won't. That'll be offensive pass interference.
Pass interference. Offense number 6. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
I think that's a bad call. I think it's obvious what they're trying to do. But Devontae Smith, he avoids the contact. You're going to see him as he comes out. He's going to try to avoid then as he's going to run the rub, and he gets out of the way. Yeah, that's not a good call at all.
Next, Sirianni agrees with you and the crowd that just saw it on the video board here in Philadelphia. 3rd penalty on the offense already. Brings up 3rd down and 12. Hurts is sacked from behind, and that's Danielle Hunter. Wanham is the guy who made the play. Said Hunter, it's Wanham. He gets his 2nd sack. And a loss of 8, 2nd sack by the Vikings.
Well, they have the back to his side to maybe help give a little bit of a chip, but he doesn't give it. And so Mailata's one-on-one all by himself, and once Hurts tries to come back around, I mean, it's over with.
Siposs hits the punt. And the return is coming from Minnesota as Rager was booed when he took the field, the former Philadelphia Eagle. 48-yard punt, nothing on the return. Cousins, another crack at it, down 7.
$200 instantly, just for betting $5. DraftKings, listen to me. You listen good. I appreciate you for recognizing how valuable my time is. But instantly, stop. You're not gonna make me sweat a little bit? Feel some extra bumps in my chest while the game is going on? Oh, look, wait a minute. There's my $200. Damn, that was fast.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Bet $5 to get $200 instantly. Action's so good, why bet NFL anywhere else?
Touchdown. Nah, interception.
Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra.
So you've taken up running. Apple Watch has taken up a few new things as well. First, it tracked your distance. Now, it tracks your stride length. It knows a breaststroke from a backstroke and checks for temperature changes to estimate when you've ovulated. When you're dreaming, it's measuring your REM sleep down to the minute. And it can detect a serious car crash, then call for help. So yeah, a few new things.
Now that gas prices are so high, Domino's is giving you 20% off all menu prices when you order online for a limited time. So hurry and take advantage of these low prices. I mean, high prices, which mean low prices. You get the deal. 20% off menu prices on everything for now at Domino's.
Outsiders come to Alaska to disappear or to reinvent themselves.
Now they're missing women. No one's gonna do anything about it. Not the cops, not the politicians.
You're a born reporter. You're the best. It's a big story.
We need something more, something real.
Pace yourself, especially when it gets dark. It can get dark.
We can choose not to back down. We can choose to fight. I'm gonna break this story. You mean we?
Monday Night Football on ABC, brought to you by Progressive. The right call to protect your home and car. Nice warm evening in Philadelphia here on the 19th of September.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts.
September, as we wind down week number 2 across the National Football League. Second possession for the Vikings, who went 3 and out first time they had it. Start this possession at their own 39. Handoff to Cook. Dalvin Cook is good for 4 yards. TJ Edwards there defending. Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell played quarterback at San Diego State, where he holds the record for most career rushing yards and touchdowns among quarterbacks. Third-round pick by the Patriots in 2008. And he's bounced around the NFL in different coaching positions. Settled with the Rams and Sean McVay. He was their offensive coordinator the previous 2 years, and here he is, 37 years old and ready for the spotlight. His Cousins rolls to his right, pass is caught, and out of bounds is Irv Smith, the tight end, his first catch of the season, a gain of just 2.
Well, one of the things, Kirk Cousins was with Kevin O'Connell when he was the quarterback coach in Washington, and in talking with Kirk Cousins about it, he said that what they did in Washington is night and day from what they are now doing here in Minnesota. And what happened is when Kevin O'Connell went to the Los Angeles Rams and he worked under McVay for the last 2 years, McVay took the playbook to a whole nother level. So it has been a new offense for Kirk to learn.
This play broken up. Bradbury got his hand in front of Irv Smith. And it is another quick 3 and out for the Vikings on offense.
Yeah, well, Irv Smith, he's been banged up. He's one-on-one. The Eagles decided to play cover one, man-to-man across the board. He might have had a chance at Thielen. But, boy, when you play man against these guys, these weapons that Minnesota has, most times you're going to get burned. And Irv Smith, that's the best you can hope for. And they're relying on him being able to win those one-on-one matchups.
Irv had thumb surgery on August the 2nd. He didn't play in the preseason, so a little slow here at the start. And they shut down this play. Play clock had expired.
No foul to delay a game. Please reset the play clock to 25 seconds.
Boy.
And it'll go on the snap.
What's going on down there?
He's got more airtime than these head coaches tonight. I mean,
okay.
A little quick on the trigger on these delayed games.
By the way, you're 3 for 3 on the telestrator, so good start.
Hey, yeah, I think it was trending on Twitter last week.
Right hits it. Fair catch called for by Covey. Up 7. Jalen Hurts and company back to work on offense here in Philly. See, they are now kicked off to start the second half in Buffalo in a 17-7 game with Josh Allen and company doing their thing after that big win week 1 against the Rams. Third possession for the Eagles, up by 7. Starting at their 18. They hand to Sanders, and Miles gets 3 as Dalvin Tomlinson is there for the Vikings.
Well, that's going to be the key for Philadelphia because it's pretty obvious that Ed Donatel is, he learned under Vic Fangio. He's been with him for the last several years in Denver and other stops, and he believes in a lot of those same principles and a lot of the shell coverages, and we're getting a lot of that. And can they hold up then against this running game? And for the most part, they have. Now, they got to be able to control Jalen Hurts, but that's going to be the key for this Vikings defense.
The protection pass caught by Sanders, and he gets upended by Cameron Dantzler after a gain of 2, so third down comes right up.
Well, the other part of this for Philadelphia offensively is they've been exclusively 3 wide receivers in this first half so far. And, of course, they ran it last year, but not at the amount that most teams do. And they were more of a 1-back, 2 tight end set. But you can tell that Nick Sirianni has a lot of confidence with the new acquisition in A.J. Brown, as he should, and Devontae Smith. And right now, Quez Watkins.
Brown 1 catch, 19 yards, 3rd down and 5. Another completion, this time Devontae Smith. 1st down, Philadelphia, gain of 7.
Well, it's been pretty easy pitch and catch for the most part. They're going to run the receiver on the outside straight on a go route, which clears out the corner, and then it's just one-on-one with Harrison Smith trying to come up and make a play from the off position.
Hurts keeps, Goddard tries a stiff arm. Chandon Sullivan the recipient, but a flag is down. A gain of 5 at the moment. See if this flag counts.
Ineligible receiver illegally downfield prior to the pass. Offense number 56. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Yeah, now some of them are hard to catch. This one was rather easy by Isaac Seumalo, the right guard. You're going to see when the ball snapped, he immediately takes off. I mean, he's 5 yards deep when the ball's thrown. So they're going to have to try to hold their water a little bit up front, knowing that that's the way that the game's being called tonight.
3rd time that's been called against the Eagles. Hurts, another completion. Brown again gets hit by Harrison Smith. But Jalen Hurts has started 9 for 9 as he hits for 11 here to number 11.
Well, good pickup off the slot. Sanders going to come over and picks Chandon Sullivan up coming off the edge, and you can see the timing of Jalen Hurts and the open space that these receivers have to operate.
Here's Sanders.
There's another flag.
Another flag comes in out of the secondary as Sanders about a half-yard short of a 1st down.
Holding. Defense number 93. A 5-yard penalty will be added at the end of the run. And an automatic 1st down.
It's against James Lynch. So 30 seconds left in quarter number 1, a quarter that's been dominated by Philadelphia, up 7. They have a 1st down with the ball at their own 45. Sanders cuts back and ends up getting 2. Jonathan Bullard first there for the Vikings. And that will do it for quarter number 1. Great start for Jalen Hurts and the Eagles on Monday Night Football, up 7.
Coach, 2 3-and-outs on offense so far. Just what might you be seeing that could be keeping you from getting something going?
Yeah, we getting a couple different matching groupings defensively to what maybe we thought we would get. We'll figure it out. Our guys will settle in. We'll feel good about it once we get rolling.
After Justin's performance last week, you knew the Eagles were going to pay him a lot of attention. Yeah. It's early, but what do you got to do to free him up?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to match Slay to him, which it's going to be a good matchup for Justin. Thought he had a chance on that first 3rd down conversion. Might have got away with one right there. But it's good play all the way around. They're going to have good rush all night. We got to be efficient, all 11 guys, and start stacking plays. We'll be all right.
All right, thank you, Coach. Joe.
All right, Lisa, thank you. 2nd down and 8 for the Eagles at their own 47. Good protection again, launched downfield. Watkins wide open, touchdown.
Here you got Bynum right here, and you're going to see he's got his eyes on Goddard. Goddard comes up, and then it allows him to just run straight up the field, and there's nobody there. Bynum, he's got his eyes on the tight end. He jumps the out routes, and there he goes. Such a great job by Jalen Hurts, just recognizing it. That's the home run shot they're hoping to get. That's his read number 1. And it came up beautifully.
Well, Hurts has been hit a few times. He's been sacked twice, but he's 10 for 10. 154 yards. He hits for 53 to Watkins. He has been sensational.
It's really good. It's a 79 combination is what they call it. And so you got the tight end running to the out and just eyes in the wrong place. And even though you've got a deep safety, his job to keep everything in front of him, he gets caught looking in the wrong place. And there goes Watkins right past him for the home run.
So we talked about the Eagles coming in. They started last year 2-5, won 7 of their last 10. Finished as a wild card team. Nick Sirianni was the only first-time head coach last year to make it into the postseason. And he was really not on everybody's radar when the Eagles hired him. Frank Reich recommended him. Jeffrey Lurie loves Frank Reich. Reich had Sirianni in Indianapolis, and he's got something going here with the Eagles.
Yeah, he really does, and I think he's got this locker room too. The players love him, they respect him, and I think the way that he's been able to handle things, I think it goes back last year to when they began the year 2-5, and he didn't flinch. He changed his offensive philosophy and went with a more running-based offense to help Jalen Hurts, and it paid off. And that's why I say I don't think there was enough conversation about the job that he did getting them into the postseason. Nobody expected much out of the Eagles going into last season. But credit Howie Roseman for the job that he's done this offseason, putting this roster together, and they look awfully impressive.
Pass underneath to Cook, makes the catch, and the tackle made by Edwards. A gain of just 3. In that first quarter, the Vikings had the ball for under 3 minutes. 2 3-and-outs, that's it. A gain of 3 here, 2nd and 7 coming up.
A little different game than what the Vikings had a week ago offensively, and their ability to move the ball and did a lot of really good things. They've just not been able to get on track here in this first half.
Little play action pass. Cousins out to his right, will dive, and we'll see where they put it down. Going to be short of first down yardage by about half a yard.
You know, Cousins doesn't run a lot, but he can when he has to, but it is a last resort. You could tell when he came out, he really didn't want to have to tuck it and take it.
Do you know any other quarterbacks who wore 8 who might have been described that way?
Yeah, but you must not follow me on Instagram, because I posted some of my OU highlights.
I was impressed. 3rd down and less than 1.
I was also only 18 years old at the time.
Handoff is to the receiver Rager, coming around the edge, and they booed Jalen Rager. He spent 2 years, disappointing years here in Philadelphia, ended with 64 catches over the 2 years, but he's known as in Philly as the receiver the Eagles drafted one spot before the Vikings drafted Justin Jefferson.
I'd sure like to see him go on and do amazing things here in Minnesota, because I know that it was tough for him in Philadelphia, high expectations, and then the guy who was picked after you goes out and does what Justin Jefferson has done. He needed a change of scenery. Pretty ironic that it's with Minnesota.
Pass caught by Jefferson, and he's got another first down. Rager, by the way, still learning the offense. Did not play any snaps from scrimmage last week in that win over Green Bay. Just was returning punts, but he just converted on a 3rd down and 1. And then the 11-yarder to Justin Jefferson, and the Vikings have something going. Pass caught by Cook. Backed up, and T.J. Edwards made the stop, a loss of 1, as we send it back to Scott Van Pelt for an update.
Joe in Orchard Park, Josh Allen at it again. He's already got 2 touchdown passes, looking deep for who else? Stephon Diggs, 46 yards, and the Bills on top of the Titans, 24-7. Back to you in Philadelphia.
Scott, thanks. We'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, Kirk Cousins has gone 3 for 3 on this drive. Handoff here to Madison. He broke a tackle and turned nothing into something. Gets it down inside the 35 as he picked up 5. Make the third down a little more manageable. 3rd and 6.
Well, Brandon Graham, that guy just keeps playing. He tore his Achilles last year, but he was playing at a high level back in 2020, and he's the guy who was responsible for blowing that up. I mean, the offensive linemen who were pulling, they were unable to get around him because of the penetration there on the edge. He's always been one of my favorite players to watch, and been a long-time Eagle, playing at a really high level.
3rd down and 6. Cousins protected, fires a fastball. Osborne the catch, and a 1st down inside the 20. That was serious velocity from Kirk Cousins for 15 yards.
Well, you got Justin Jefferson going through the middle, and you're going to see the people that he attracts. You know, he takes 3 kind of with him. Nobody really wants to come up and crowd anywhere else. And that's why it's able to open him up the way that it was on that play.
First down, Minnesota. Cousins underneath, pass caught by Munt, and the former Ram sets up 1st and goal. Tied a career high with 3 catches in week 1, and he goes for 17 yards here.
That was an excellent route by Johnny Munt. I mean, he didn't have a big learning curve coming from the Rams. He knew the offense, but he sells it to the flat and then comes right back. And, you know, that's no slouch who he's working up against, and yet he's able to get some separation, and I know he's going to be relied on more in Philadelphia as a receiver than he ever was with the Rams.
First down and goal from the 2. Cousins keeps, throws, wide open, touchdown, Smith. And a nice answer by the Minnesota Vikings as Irv Smith Jr. is good from 2 yards out. And a nice drive put together by Kirk Cousins.
Really good drive by Minnesota. They methodically were able to drive the ball down the field. I thought they called some good things that were able to get them out on the perimeter, some of the run game to stretch them vertically, and then hit a few passes and ended up with the touchdown to Irv Smith at the goal line.
Extra point by Joseph. And it's a 14-7 game. Kirk Cousins 6 for 6 on that drive, and the 2-yard touchdown to Irv Smith Jr. Minnesota on the board, down 7 here in Philadelphia, week 2.
This book has helped me reach so many young homeowners who have become their parents.
Hey, what's the lowest you'll go on one of these mugs?
Remember,
he's never missed a down of Eagles football. And the father of our associate producer, Audra. And Audra's convinced that her dad, Alan, is convinced that Martin Scorsese will be calling soon. So see Alan across from, I don't take your pick, Joe Pesci, Robert De Niro. Little pop-up kick here. And a return chance for Watkins. Quez can't get to the 20. And that was well covered downfield by the Vikings. Well, it was a sunny offseason for Eagles fans, with the Birds getting some new members. Receiver A.J. Brown, safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson added by trade, cornerback James Bradbury, linebacker Hassan Reddick signed as free agents, and they drafted defensive tackle Jordan Davis with the 13th overall pick in the draft. And our little tip of the cap to the great show. 15 seasons. It's always sunny in Philadelphia.
Hey, Scorsese may not be calling, but you can bet all his buddies are calling him right now. His phone's blowing up.
Here is Hurts keeping as he faked it to Sanders, and a nice play by Dantzler coming up off the edge. And he dumped Jalen Hurts, no gain.
Well, I'll say, and you watch this Vikings defense, and that is one thing that kind of jumps out at you is Cameron Dantzler and his willingness to come up and make a tackle. Doesn't always make the tackle, but he certainly is willing, and I think a lot of that was instilled in him from Mike Zimmer, and he demanded a lot from these corners.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts.
Demanded a lot from these corners, and one of those things was that you were going to be involved in the run game. Made a nice play on that last run.
Second down and 10. Hurts underneath the Sanders. Not able to get away from Dantzler. 2 for 2 on these 2 stops. And a loss of 2 on that play.
Doing a nice job of recognizing it and coming up and making a play. You can see the protection that Jalen Hurts has had. He's been hit a little bit, but he's also been afforded quite a bit of protection. He's still yet to throw an incompletion. He's 11 for 11 in this game.
Third down and 12. Good protection again. Flag flies on the play, and Hurts is out of bounds. Short of first down yardage.
While the quarterback was in the pocket, legal contact on the defense number 3. It's a 5-yard penalty. We'll add that to the end of the run and an automatic first down.
So Dantzler made those 2 tackles and then guilty of illegal contact.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at it right here. Number 3, Dantzler. Not much, but beyond the 5 yards. But defensively, Minnesota tried to run a little game with Danielle Hunter and Zadarius Smith, lined them up to the same side, ran a twist, and what Philadelphia picked it up exceptionally well.
On first down, it's Sanders, and he is swallowed up in the backfield by Patrick Jones. A loss of 2.
Well, you've got to believe that as Patrick Jones comes flat down the line, there's no contain. And it was a straight handoff. There was no read on that play there by Jalen Hurts. Had there have been, I mean, he would have been out and running. They're going to come back off of that, I would imagine, and have a play for it.
Second down and 12. Hurts lets it fly and broken up. Khaled was the target, and Dantzler was back there yet again.
This throw is so good by Jalen Hurts. This is his first incompletion and one of his best throws, maybe his best throw of the night. He put it right where he had to put it to drop it in there against that 2-shell look in behind the, or in front of the safety, behind the corner, Dantzler, and Goddard just not quite able to reel it in.
Brings up third down and 12. Good protection again. Pass underneath the Pascal. Won't get it. Chandon Sullivan, a former Philadelphia Eagle and Green Bay Packer, one of the guys brought in to help this defense there to make the stop, and the Eagles have to punt.
Yeah, good read by Jalen Hurts and a good job by Minnesota. They got him to third and long. Would have gotten off the field earlier if it hadn't have been for the penalty on Dantzler. That could have been a huge penalty, giving them a new set of downs, but they're able to force a 3-and-out there afterwards.
Another serenade for Jalen Reagor. End over end punt, and a fair catch is hauled in with no issue. So the Vikings get the ball right back. Ball sitting at their own 26 as they trail by 7 on Monday Night Football.
It's the all-new Subway Series menu.
Here it is here. Quinta Brunson, Emmy Award winner and creator, writer, and actress of Abbott Elementary. Watching along with the rest of us as the pass is caught by Jefferson, makes the grab, turns and goes and gets 7. And we'll send it back to Scott Van Pelt for an update. Scott.
Joe, it took till the third quarter of this second week before Buffalo punted, and when they did, Tennessee is unable to field it. Kyle Phillips fumbles, Tyrell Dotson pounces on it, but Tennessee got a stop in the red zone. Field goal coming.
Scott, thank you. Buffalo doing their thing, and I think we'll come to expect that week after week now with what Josh Allen, that offense, the defense. That is a really well-run organization from McDermott up and McDermott down. Sean, former DC, here with Philly, and 3rd down and 2. Pass is over the middle and broken up. Edwards broke it up with Smith, who had the earlier touchdown, the target. And it's 3 and out for the Vikings.
Yeah, and this is what Minnesota you would think would be hoping for. Again, they got one-on-one. Irv Smith is matched up one-on-one on TJ Edwards, who's not known as a cover linebacker, and yet he is in a perfect position and makes a play on the ball. That's twice now they've gone to Irv Smith when he's had an opportunity one-on-one and he has not been able to win. But, you know, everybody, even Justin Jefferson, one of the few times that he's been singled up without any help.
Third pass breakup by an Eagles defender on 3rd down in this first half. Beautiful punt by Wright, the rookie. Drives Covey back. Britton Covey is swarmed at the 15. 56-yard punt, 5-yard return. And some pushing and shoving after the play. No flags. Eagles get it right back, up 7.
I'm your football-obsessed best man, and I think you having your big day during the big game is
only football scores.
Siri can tell you that Buffalo is leading at home 27-7, and here the home team, the Eagles, leading 14-7. 5 minutes left, first half. Hurts over the middle. Devontae Smith, the catch, the run, and dropped at the 34. 19 yards for Devontae.
You see DJ Wanham, number 98. He's the guy who's trying to take care of Devontae Smith coming off the ball, and that's not going to happen.
Devontae so much more active here in week number 2 after the 4 targets, no catches at Detroit. They went to him to start their night. Hurts throws, pass caught. Guess who? 16 yards for Devontae.
Yeah, he's rolling. They talked about it last week after that ball game, as big a night as A.J. Brown had, that it's anybody's guess. And the best part about it is Jalen Hurts is not worried about it. He's just reading things out, and that's the best way to play as a quarterback. And tonight, it's been Devontae Smith getting the bulk of the throws.
Aired out. A.J. Brown is overthrown. Just the second incompletion thrown by Jalen Hurts in this half.
You know, right idea, though. I like what they did earlier when they got the deep ball to Smith, but to come back and just keep them honest, even though they're playing a lot of shell coverage. Take your shots, loosen them up. They've had a lot of field to work with on those intermediate routes, and that's why Jalen Hurts has completed passes at such a high percentage in this game.
3 straight pass plays to start this drive for the Eagles, up 7. Fake the throw, handoff to Scott, right up the gut. 16 for Boston Scott.
You're going to see Kelsey right in the middle, number 62. He's been doing this a long time. He helps out with his right guard. He gets up to the second level. And then Scott is right off of his block. And when you've got those split safeties, there's a lot of field.
This time Scott goes backward, lost a yard. Well, Kelsey, as you said, has been doing it a long time. 5-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro, making his 124th consecutive regular season start. Second longest active streak around the NFL, and the heart and soul of that group up front, maybe the team in general.
One of the smartest centers in all of football. Nick Sirianni a year ago said he's the Phillip Rivers of centers, and he does a lot up there up front.
Here's Sanders. Broke through a couple of arm tackles, and he's brought down about a yard shy of first down yardage, got 9. Third down coming up.
Well, Kelsey's on a little bit of a roll right here in the middle. Watch what he does. Just like the last play. Comes off, and then there he goes. I know that they were talking about last week, he got flat-backed, and then you had his brother Travis, who in his game, he got picked up and body slammed. But I tell you, Jason Kelsey, he put a few people on their backs last week to open up the season in Detroit.
3rd down and 2. Hurts keeps around the edge and bends it back down, fighting for the end zone. What a run! Touchdown Philadelphia. Second of the night for Hurts.
Pretty good. You're going to see Goddard keep an eye on him right here, and you're going to see he goes out into the route, and he wants a holding call on Harrison Smith, but then he realizes Hurts is running, so he turns around and starts blocking, and that's that 600-pound squat that Jalen Hurts has done, that the power that he has in those legs to keep on churning and get it across the goal line.
That's the longest touchdown run for Jalen Hurts. He's got 3 touchdowns on the night, 2 on the ground, 1 through the air. And this is some kind of first half for number 1. And the lead back to 14. They fake the handoff. Jalen Hurts takes it, would not be denied, and fights his way into the end zone. And a hug from Kelsey to Sirianni.
Wine sponsor of the NFL.
Coming up on the All-State halftime, Titans and Bills update. Adam Schefter will have insider updates on Trey Lance and Mike Evans. It's all coming up at the half with Susie, Booger, and Adam. As we are winding down what has been a sensational first half by Jalen Hurts.
Been a sensational first half for Jonathan Gannon as well, the defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. He has held Justin Jefferson, his longest reception, just 11 yards. And Dalvin Cook has a total of 5 yards here in this first half.
Here's Wanwu getting a chance to return this one. Able to get across the 20, knocked out at the 22. 233 of Philadelphia's 272 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's got a 3-yard touchdown run. He's got a 53-yard completion for the touchdown to Quez Watkins. And then his longest, the NFL, 24 yards. And for a guy who squatted 500 pounds in high school and 600 pounds at OU, he proves yet again that he's the power back in this Eagles offense. Cousins is sacked. A flag comes out at the end of the play. And Josh Sweat, a Pro Bowler from a year ago, was there. He was not alone.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense, number 94. 15 yards from the previous spot, an automatic first down.
So Sweat, who got the sack, got the face mask as well. Let's watch.
Yeah, let's take a look. I didn't catch that when it happened. Yeah, right. Yeah, he sure did. He pulled him around. There's a better look at it, and a good call. You know, they're giving some help inside. Ed Ingram, their right guard, who's a rookie. You know, he had some problems last week in protection, so they're trying to shore up that interior offensive line, and it's, you know, that time it leaves the tackle one-on-one.
Here's Dalvin Cook. Didn't secure the catch. And it goes as an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. We'll send it back to Scott Van Pelt for an update.
Joe, as Hurts puts on a show there in Philadelphia, Josh Allen showing off in Buffalo. So Stephon Diggs, 4 touchdowns for Allen, 3 of them to Diggs. Buffalo rolling at home over the Titans.
So the route is on in Buffalo, and here it's a 14-point game. Minnesota with a 2nd and 10, 3 timeouts in their pocket. And they get the ball to start the second half. On 2nd down, Cousins gets hit, lets it go. Pass is dropped by Irv Smith. You cannot lay it out there any better. Cousins was under pressure, and Smith dropped it.
Well, they put Jefferson here, and he's going to run the route. It flattens the safety. He's trying to bump off of it, and that's why he's as open as he is. You see that everyone's got their eyes kind of on Jefferson. That's the effect. And as the safety flattens out, it allows then Smith to get in behind it. And, yeah, Joe, you just can't. I mean, that's a great throw. He hadn't been able to win the couple of times he had one-on-one, and then he drops what would have been a sure touchdown.
Now 3rd down and 10. Pressure incomplete. As the blitz was on, and these Eagle fans have been waiting for Jonathan Gannon to bring more blitzes. They did there, and they forced the early throw, and it's 4th down.
Well, they have been, but he didn't necessarily have to do it when he did, because they've been really good on defense here in this first half, but he times it up perfectly.
Personal foul for intentional grounding. Number 4 was in the area. 4th down.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who they picked up in a trade right before the season, he's the one who's on the blitz. They brought a 6-man rush, and Cousins, unprotected, just had to get it out. So another good series by Jonathan Gannon in this defense.
Pretty good punt here by Ryan Wright. And this will go out of bounds inside the 5. And the rookie undrafted from Tulane couldn't have done it any better. Marked at the 2. That is a 61-yard perfect punt from Ryan Wright. A Week 3 matchup on Monday Night Football. The rivalry in the NFC East. The 2-0 Giants, the 1-1 Dallas Cowboys at 8 Eastern on ABC, ESPN, ESPN Plus, and you can catch Peyton and Eli over on ESPN.
Yeah, how about the New York Giants and Brian Dable? How about New York in general? A lot of wins for all those teams in the New York area in all sports, but you know, that's the real key when you take over a team. You're a first-year coach and a team that hasn't had a lot of success. Can you come out of the gates and win some tough games? And they've been able to do that. And of course in Dallas, it was a nice win for them as well at home.
With Cooper Rush at quarterback, they moved the ball out to the 5. One official overruled the other as to where it was touched. And Hurts going to add to his total as he was looking for the first down marker, and will have to settle for 9.
Well, it's one of those quarterback runs all the way. He gets the ball, he's got blockers, and then he wisely gets on the ground. Backed up, you look at it, and it's obvious that the Eagles are pretty content, up 21-7, and even though they have all of their timeouts, unless they can hit something that gets them in a little better position.
Here's Gainwell over the right side. That gets him a first down, and now that first down prompts Nick Sirianni to call the timeout. Here's the, if you want to make your back hurt by watching something on your television, Jalen Hurts squatting in high school in 2015, 500 pounds.
That didn't look too hard.
He was a sophomore in high school. And then in 2019 at OU, the Sooners released this video of their quarterback squatting close to 600 pounds.
It's amazing. I just kind of asked the question, why? You know, I mean, but yeah, watching that earlier, you know, that made my back. I blew out my back squatting, but it wasn't 600 pounds.
Hurts stands in, passes incomplete.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts.
And Zadarius Smith had pressure on that play. I'm told, by the way, 600 pounds is the average weight of a grizzly bear. In case you need to know that, or an empty vending machine.
I might have had some teammates that could have told you the way to that vending machine. They might have taken one or two.
Right. Second down and 10 with 33 seconds left and two timeouts. Gainwell in the backfield, and he gets it. Covers it up as he's able to cross the 20. A gain of 5, and now with third down coming up. Timeout is taken by Minnesota. Trying to get the ball back. Let's go to Scott.
Joe, we'll sneak this in before halftime. The routes on in Buffalo. Matt Milano with a pick. Ryan Tannehill, he is gone. Touchdown. And judging from the scenes and Orchard Park, I don't think a whole lot of work's going to get done on Tuesday. Enjoying themselves immensely, Joe.
Well, I'd say 41-7. So the Titans have that crushing loss at home to the Giants. And credit the Giants for coming back to win that game in week 1 and then just getting rattled at Buffalo.
Well, the Bills are a fun team to watch, and they're an easy team to root for. I just think from top to bottom, players, the ownership, the coaching, it's all well done.
Vikings looking for a stop there. Devontae Smith with a catch. And a nice gain. And now with 22 seconds left. Philadelphia will take a timeout.
Yeah, they're going back and forth on who's going to call a timeout. Who's going to have the opportunity. This is so good at the top of this route. You see how he gets it totally turned around. Keeps him running, and then he's able to just come right out of that. And that is what a quarterback loves to see. Someone who can stop like that at the top of the route and come out of it. And man. You know, Jalen Hurts, we saw when we came into the game how excited he was when they made the trade for A.J. Brown. Of course, he already had worked last year with Devontae Smith and the year that he had. But there's a lot of teams watching this game tonight who thought that the Eagles are kind of one-dimensional with their running game, and they're getting a good look at this passing attack.
Leading receiver Devontae Smith catches 64 yards. Hurts underneath the Goddard. A lot of room in front of him, just like that. Philadelphia in the Minnesota territory to the 44 with a timeout and 15 seconds left.
And Jalen Hurts, he sees it beautifully. They go three verticals, and so he sees that the defense is turning and running, and he just knows exactly where he has to go with the ball. I know when talking with him, I know he spent a lot of time with Tom House, and he's out there in California, but he also spent a fair amount of time, at least more time than he had in Philadelphia. He's a tireless worker, and that's what you love to hear when you're talking about a franchise quarterback, or what they believe can be a franchise quarterback, but it has been really good here this first half what he's shown.
Hurts. Got more of the same. And he's able to fight his way to the 21. And now with 4 seconds left, the Eagles spend their final timeout. And they have to be awfully pleased and content with the way they handled this first half.
No question. The drive that started on the 5-yard line, and Jalen Hurts, I told you, he has been hit at times. He had to hang in there and take a big-time hit. Here. I mean, he's standing in the pocket, and it was Darius Smith who comes in and just unloads on him. But a perfect throw, and these are the throws that you got to know what you're doing as a quarterback. You're trying to navigate the coverage there with Jordan Hicks and lay it out for Goddard to have an opportunity to make a play. And for them now to be given an opportunity for 3 points before this half. What a heck of a drive to cap this half.
Drive started at their own 5 with 81 seconds left. And a 38-yard drive by Elliott. I just don't think they can play much better.
I agree. On both sides of the ball, Joe.
Impressive by the Eagles here in week 2, leading by 17 at the half. A lot to talk about for Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings in the locker room. Stay tuned. All State halftime. Coming up next.
I'm a team mascot. Boy, am I running late. But I got my foot and spirit in my fingers. And if you have a car insurance, the cost to cover that might take your season.
So get off, Dave. Be better protected from mayhem like me. Woo, woo.
This is the All-State Halftime.
Welcome to the All-State Halftime. First ever dueling double-header on a Monday night. Chapter of Barlin. I'm Susie Colbert. In Buffalo, the opener for the Bills. In week 1, they dismantled defending champs wore the same against their AFC rival tonight. Let's bring you up to date. And Boog, the Titans answered early with Derrick Henry.
Yeah, they want to be physical. This was a great way to get it started. Derrick Henry.
And then from there, it was the Stephon Diggs show. Josh Allen hits them, put them up 17-7.
So much time to come across formation. Nice throw by Allen.
Number 2 on the night for Stephon Diggs, a 46-yard strike.
Yeah, safety flat footed. Stephon Diggs beat running right by there. Outstanding move to the top of the route.
And let's add one more for Diggs for good measure, a 33-yarder to make it 3 on the night.
Yeah, anytime Stephon Diggs man-to-man coverage, Josh Allen has to say, you know what, I'm going to my guy. And he's basically uncomfortable right now one-on-one. This is what happens when a franchise quarterback gets a franchise wide receiver.
And how about the defense getting into the action as well? Rebuild defense this season, pick six by Matt Milano, his first career interception to make it 41-7. And guys, the Bills offense can hurt you in so many ways. Offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey putting his touch on this offense, and he's got Stephon Diggs all around that offense, and it is to stop.
Well, it's an outstanding performance right now. I think the entire NFL on notice, not just with their offense, but how they're playing defense. Their front getting after the opposing quarterback, and the way Josh Allen is playing right now, this offense looks unstoppable.
And we're not even in the fourth quarter, and Ryan Tannehill's been taken out of the game, and the quarterback Malik Willis has taken his place. So the Titans are waving the white flag, and they're getting a look at potential quarterback in the future.
What do you think in the AFC? Buffalo, Miami next week.
Great matchup. Tua coming off a 6 touchdown performance, and it's in Miami, which in September is one of the single places in the league to go play.
Well, the last time we saw Buffalo go to the state of Florida was Jacksonville, I believe, last season. They didn't fare well, so it's going to be hot down there, different climate. Should be a really good matchup.
All right, still working on week 2, doubleheader here on a Monday night. The Eagles rolling over the Vikings in Philly's home opener. And Jalen Hurts, the pure dual threat quarterback, getting it done with his legs and through the air. Eagles up 24-7.
Years the unbeaten Giants, and Trey Lance had season-ending ankle surgery today. Fractured fibula, there's damaged ligaments in there. The 49ers are saying that they are hoping and anticipating a full return to football in 2023. This season is over and it's time for Jimmy Garoppolo.
What do you think about the prospects for the Niners with Garoppolo?
I think they're pretty good. I think you feel bad for Trey Lance because this was his opportunity to get back on the field. But how many teams can go starter to backup, gone to a Super Bowl and went to a conference championship game and almost put them in a better situation to compete this year? With Jimmy Garoppolo, 49ers are a playoff team. Trey Lance, we don't know that because he was developing, but I think they have to feel really good about their options the rest of the year.
Other headline, Bucks beat New Orleans, but there are repercussions.
Well, listen, when there is a fight like this is the second time that Mike Evans has been suspended. And the NFL officer, John Runyon, handed down that one-game suspension. Some people are saying we want to see the appeals officer because John Runyon's son plays for the Green Bay Packers, who the Buccaneers play this week. But Mike Evans can't do this to the Saints cornerback Marshawn Lattimore. That drew the suspension. There'll be other fines, mass fines, I would imagine, that are handed down from this particular game. Fournette probably expect to get a FedEx in the league. Marshawn Lattimore, Tom Brady, others. There'll be a lot of fines from this game as well.
And I don't think it's any coincidence that after this, the Bucks won in New Orleans. They had to beat New Orleans in the 4 regular season trips with Tom Brady. This may have sparked the team. We'll see.
Okay, our doubleheader continues here tonight. Quick live look in Buffalo, where the Bills were up big, 41-7. Case Keenum in now quarterback.
Tennessee keep up offensively. They could not tonight. Keenum out of the end zone. Again, wanted to shoot here. Buffalo's got a...
And in Philly, Jalen Hurts getting it done both ways. The 26-yard touchdown run to put the Eagles up. They lead 24-7 at the half. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Thank you for watching the All-State Halftime.
24-7 is the score. The numbers for the quarterbacks, not for Kirk Cousins, but off the charts for Jalen Hurts. 17 of 20, doing it through the air, doing it on the ground. That's Troy. Basically 350 total yards of offense in the first half. That was outstanding by the Eagles.
12 years since they had a first half like what we just watched. And Shane Steichen, the offensive coordinator, what a job he did. They had a lot of balance. And then, of course, Jalen Hurts and his ability within the pocket to make throws. He read things out. He delivered the football, where he needed to. And then, of course, the 50 yards rushing. He had 300 yards of offense himself. On the other side of the ball, Jonathan Gannon, defensive coordinator. I mean, he just completely shut down the Minnesota Vikings offensively. And coming into this game, we expected if there was going to be one side scoring all the points and moving the football, we thought it would be Minnesota, but that hadn't been the case.
Well, the Vikings get the ball to start the second half, and they have a big mountain to climb. It'll be up to Kirk Cousins. The offense plays called by Kevin O'Connell, the first-year head coach, to try to get back in this game.
This opening drive for Minnesota. I mean, obviously there's a lot of time, but this is a critical drive for them to get something going. And conversely for Philadelphia to stop them and not give anything up. See what adjustments they might have made offensively.
Here is one, breaks one tackle, can't break another. A 22-yard return, and Kyron Johnson made that play downfield. We say hello again to Lisa Salters.
Hey, Joe, remember Eagles defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon told us that the number one key to victory this week limiting Justin Jefferson and Nick Sirianni. Said that his defense is doing that and doing it in multiple ways. He said the way they're limiting Jefferson is putting stress on other Vikings players. As for his offense, they put up the most yards in the first half of the Eagles since 2010. Sirianni said Jalen Hurts is in complete control, showing how dangerous he is running and pass.
Here's a handoff. Thanks, Lisa to Dalvin Cook, who cuts back and a nice run on first down. The Vikings with just six first downs, and five of them on the touchdown drive. The other on the Josh Sweat personal foul on the face mask. That is it. Second down and five here.
A lot of the style for this Eagles defense going back to last year under Jonathan Gannon is that they just do not give up play. And that has continued against what is a big play offense.
Cousins, good pocket pass by Jefferson, who fights for the first down. Got around Hassan Reddick, who was the free agent brought in. One of four, you could call it five big additions to this defense. Couldn't make the stop.
Well, we've seen Hassan Reddick in coverage a couple times, and that's not really why he was brought in. He's best if he's rushing the passer. He's been good at it the last 2 years. That's why they signed him.
Play action, Cousins finds Osborne, and KJ's got another first down. Tell you one thing you can say about Cousins is he is tough. He doesn't flinch in the pocket. He's had Eagles all around him. And he hung in there to find Osborne for 11.
Yeah, last week they had just one sack against him, but he was hit about 7 or 8 times and put on the ground. I mean, he definitely took some punishment. He just keeps on firing.
That's the rookie.
Offense, number 67, 5-yard penalty. First down.
I mentioned Ingram, the right guard, and some of the struggles that he had. He was outstanding in the run game, actually, but he had some issues in the passing game. He's going some of the rookie growing pains, and that was then at home. And so this being his first NFL game on the road. He'll play in louder stadiums as he moves through the season as his game gains more importance. But this is a pretty good challenge for him here in Philadelphia.
First down and 15. Cousins underneath. Pass is caught by the tight end Munt. And Johnny Munt, who had a 17-yard catch in the first half, gets 11 here. And the Vikings get up to the line, trying to hurry it up a little bit. Hand off to Cook. Nice cutback and a first down for the Vikings. Apps on the stop, but not before Dalvin Cook got 7. A first down.
Well, I thought I heard him say Wanda open fly, and this is what he checked to. And initially, it was going to be a somewhat minimal game, but Dalvin Cook does what Dalvin Cook does and turned it into a nice play.
Play action. Cook out of the backfield makes the catch, turns upfield, and nobody is there for Philadelphia. A catch and run for Dalvin Cook of 14 yards, and that was easy from Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, and the reason is, Joe, you've got Darius Slay. They're matched up right here, and he turns and then runs. You got the safety who's coming over the top to help out. And everybody's so worried about the intermediate routes. And read that out the way Kirk Cousins is going to do if he's not getting pressure. He gets the ball to Cook, and it's an easy pickup.
Adam Thielen has yet to be targeted in the game. Pass by Jefferson over the middle. He's down with another first down inside the 20. A gain of 11, and that's the fourth play on this possession of over 10 yards for Kevin O'Connell's offense.
Just such a really good route at the top. And his ability to stretch a defense with speed, but then to also have the size and length that he has to be able to have quickness as well. That's the combination. You just don't see a whole lot of receivers possess.
Cousins, Madison, catch made, up and getting yardage back to the line of scrimmage is Alexander Madison.
I think that's one that Kirk Cousins might want to have back. Jefferson in the slot. Devontae Maddox was lined up inside on him. And Kirk initially kind of looked. You see right in the slot. And he comes off. And then once he got to the middle, there was nobody there. He's going to make one guy miss or run through somebody. But there's a good chance he scores if he got that ball.
Second down and 10. Good protection. End zone pick. Pass is intercepted by Slay. Flag is down at the 25. For now, it's a takeaway for Philadelphia. And the indication is it's against Minnesota. The pick will stand. The last week, the Lions were 4 in the red zone, scoring touchdowns. Tonight, the Vikings 1 for 1 prior to this. A red zone takeaway.
They got Justin Jefferson. You can see at the top of the route that he runs behind. He goes behind Slay. And you just cannot do that. If Slay comes up behind in front, you see he's able to cut him off. Easy interception. That's a cardinal rule for a receiver. You just can't do that.
And frustrating night for number 18 and the Vikings on offense down by 17 now.
This defense has really done a nice job. I mean, Darius Slay really had a nice season last year. Struggled a little bit. Not one of his better years in 2020, but last year he was big Slay. And he had his work cut out for him tonight. So far he's challenged.
Here's a conversion on third and two as Sanders carries for first down. And this Vikings defense has been tested.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts.
This Vikings defense, it's been tested all night. It's going to have to come up with a stop. They've had no answers for Jalen Hurts. His ability to spread the ball around, or their ability to stop Jalen when he takes off.
No, I just think Shane Steichen, the offensive coordinator, has really done a nice job. Heck, I think he did a nice job last year when he took over the play calling and did what he had to do with the running game. And now he's got a few more toys to play with, and he's taking advantage of them.
Hand off to Sanders on first down. And Miles gets 6.
Hey, how about Steichen the other day when we were talking to him, and he mentions when I went golfing with him like 7-8 years ago and I hit the caddy. and you know, I take offense to that. You know, you play around a golf and you hit 95 great shots, and then one hits a caddy, and all of a sudden that's all they want to talk about.
That's all that he remembered.
That's
all
he remembered.
Gave you a ride after the round back to wherever you were going. I think, was Norv a part of that?
He was a part of that. Hudson Houck was a part of that.
2nd down and 4. Another first down carry for the Eagles and Sanders. And it's been pretty easy picking tonight thanks to this good offensive line for the Eagles.
Really good design inside the read option, and they've got a crack block inside and get the ball to Sanders. I mean, right now they just got whatever it is that they want, and it's available to them. That call sheet's got to be a mile long for Steichen. I mean, everything on it looks good.
Wide open Devontae Smith, and closing on it is Dantzler in a hurry, but still a gain of 4.
You know, this offense is, you know, close to 400 yards here, you know, with 7 minutes to play in the third quarter. It's just been remarkably efficient, yet they've had the big plays.
Second down and 6. Hurts, pass caught, A.J. Brown. Stops, starts it back up, gets a block. Out of bounds near the 25. A.J. Brown for 23 yards.
Well, they run Goddard on a vertical, and you get the linebacker turning and running right here, and so that opens up that underneath throw, and you can see there's just nobody there. You know, the Vikings defensively just have not changed and adjusted really anything that they've been doing on the defensive side of the ball. They've been playing shell coverage. It's continued throughout the game, and they've just picked it apart, whatever Jalen Hurts has wanted. And, you know, here it is again with the safeties deep. That's what we've seen throughout the night.
False start. Offense. Number 68. 5-yard penalty. First down.
They're at 402 yards of offense, are the Eagles. Their longtime radio voice, the great Mel Reese, came in here during halftime and said, that's as good as I've seen a quarterback play here in a long time. And if he says it, I'll go with it.
Yeah, he's pretty much seen them all, right?
Beloved here in Philadelphia. First down and 15. There's a false start on Mailata. Hurts, Brown, inside the 20. I mean, you just don't see these Eagles receivers challenged at all.
And this is when you know they're well coached. Brown comes off the ball. He knows there's an inside defender, so you see how he kind of throttles it down. He knows Kendricks is coming from the inside to put a hit on him, and that's the window he doesn't want to leave, and so he slows it down, and Hurts puts it on him. You know, there's a lot of good stuff happening right now for Philadelphia, that a lot of details.
Hurts keeps. Could not get away. Daniil Hunter was there. They're happy to have him back. Za'Darius Smith joins him. Hunter missed the last 10 games last year with a torn pec, missed all of 2020 with a neck injury, but when he's healthy and right, he's one of the best coming off the edge in the NFL.
Yeah, he sure is, and both of these guys, and I really thought coming into this game, you know, those two were going to be the key, and we really just have not called their names very often. This offensive line has really done their job.
I did once early, but I was wrong. It was Wanham and not Daniil Hunter, and now a false start.
False start. Offense. Number 65. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
So that's Lane Johnson. So that'll back up Philadelphia, make it third down and 10. Philly has converted their last 3 third down tries. It's 5 penalties now on the offensive line for the Eagles. Hurts takes off and slides down short of first down yardage as he got 3 over the right side. And I'm sure the Eagles, their sideline, their front office, their owner, happy to see him slide.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really smart play on his part. Once he was able to scramble, you know, help out with this field goal attempt for Jake Elliott. But yeah, more importantly, like you said, just not taking an unnecessary hit.
41-yard try by Elliott. This one's blocked. Blocked by Peterson. And picked up back the other way is Chris Boyd. And the Vikings get a shot of life.
Well, it's exactly what Minnesota needed at just the right time. And had he been able to get away, I mean, I thought there for a minute he might have been able to take it the distance and score.
Patrick Peterson coming off the edge, and the veteran able to get the left hand on it. And Chris Boyd was there for the return of 27 yards, and maybe that gets the Vikings up off the mat. In his 12th season, 32 years old, and still working on special teams is Patrick Peterson. Big play with 3:17 left in the third.
Yeah, that might have been just what they needed in order to get a little something going, with an opportunity to extend their lead, and now you've got the Vikings with an opportunity to cut this deficit.
They hand to Cook, looking for a block from Thielen. And Dalvin Cook over the right side, brought down by Kaiser White, a gain of 3.
They just have not been able to get Dalvin Cook going. I mean, everything that they have, whatever they're going to do, or at least up to this point, it's been dependent on Kirk Cousins in this passing game, because Cook he's been a non-factor.
Vikings get their first blocked field goal attempt since week 14 of 2018 at Seattle. 2nd down and 7. Trying to set up a screen for Cook, and it just was not there. Hassan Reddick in the middle of it for the Eagles.
Well, I'm not sure why Cousins got off of this. They got Jefferson into the backfield, and then he's going to run this route here, and the only guy who can really cover that is Slay on the outside, and he kind of works inside a little bit. He kind of gets caught in no man's land. You put it on him right now. I mean, that was the design. That was the read of the play. So I don't know what exactly spooked Cousins off of it.
3rd down and 7. Pass is picked again. Avonte Maddox. Another takeaway for this Eagles defense. They had one last week. They have 2 on the last 2 Vikings possessions. Eagles take over, still up 17.
Now that gas prices are so high, Domino's is giving you 20% off all menu prices when you order.
Pros have found Eagle defenders. So the Vikings do not capitalize on the great field position after the blocked field goal, and now pass is caught by Sanders, who with a full head of steam is able to cross the 20. Gain of 5. Under 2 to go, 3rd quarter. The Buffalo-Tennessee game is over. Buffalo won that one handily, 41-7. And now 2-0 and tied with the Dolphins atop the AFC East. Here's Hunter making the tackle on Miles Sanders, and Sanders looks to be just short of 1st down yardage.
Well, even Hunter on that play, they got to tie it into his side, so he's got to work around him to begin with. But when you've got a quarterback with the ability of Hurts, it slows everybody down, even a guy like Daniil Hunter.
Jalen Hurts, who's 6'1", 223, in a tight formation, plows ahead for the easy 1st down pickup.
I will say, and we all know this, you look around the league the last 2 weeks, and especially yesterday, some of these comebacks that we've witnessed. This game, especially when you're considering the Minnesota Vikings, it hasn't been very good here tonight offensively, but they are more than capable of scoring points at a pretty quick clip.
3 big comebacks yesterday: the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Arizona Cardinals. 17-point affair here. Pass is caught by Scott on 1st down and wrestled out of bounds by a Caleb Evans, a gain of just 2.
Boy, the time difference in time of possession between these two teams, as you can imagine. Philadelphia at 28 minutes and Minnesota at 16, and that discrepancy it shows on the defense. Minnesota, I mean, they're pretty gassed defensively.
Time running out on the 3rd quarter. The Eagles do not have to run a play if they don't want. And they won't. And the athletes from other sports and the superstars having fun, whether it's James Harden or Offensive Player of the Week for what he did in week 1, and they were able to outlast Carolina in what became a battle of the field goals there in the Meadowlands yesterday. Meanwhile, Philadelphia trying to go to 2-0, leading by 17 after 3 quarters here in their home opener over the Vikings. 2nd down and 8. Hurts fires, pass is low but caught And another grab for Devontae Smith. He's got a first down and a gain of 12.
Well, this is just too easy. I'm really surprised that Ed Donatel hasn't changed anything. You've got guys free releasing off the line of scrimmage. This shell coverage, you see that Smith is able to come off the ball uncontested. You've got a 4-cross coverage, and here it is again. We've seen it all night long, and there's a lot of grass in there for him to throw the football, and he's taking advantage of it.
Hurts flagged down. Hurts completes to Watkins. A flag down in the backfield. Here's the call.
Holding. Offense. Number 68. 10-yard penalty. First down.
So the hold erases a 32-yard completion to Quez Watkins.
Yeah, I'd say that's a hold. He's got his arm extended out, a hold underneath the shoulder pads. But to go back to what I was saying, I just, you keep doing the same stuff. They're not making it hard on Hurts at all as far as trying to read what the defense is, and here's more of it, the same. It's just two deep safeties. You got the corners, you see all that, and no blitzes, nobody's coming after him.
A.J. Brown makes the catch. And on first down at 20, a gain of 4. Ed Donatel has been at it a long time. Two-time Super Bowl champ. Defensive coordinator previous 3 years for Vic Fangio. Was a defensive backs coach for Vic 8 years before that with the 49ers and the Bears. And part of the new staff for the Minnesota Vikings here in 2022. Now second down at 16. Hand off to Sanders. Had some room, and then that space kind of dried up as Patrick Peterson wrestles Sanders out of bounds after a gain of just 2.
Yeah, it sure looked like he was going to get a lot more out of that at the time that he got the ball.
So third down and 14, and Jalen Hurts, who is over 300 yards passing, 5th time he's been over 300 in his career. Try to extend this drive.
Yeah, I think if you're Hurts right here, as good as the defense has played and the momentum is all on your side, just be smart with the football. They're playing basically, you see the prevent defense that they're running here.
Hurts comes underneath to Gainwell. 4 guys in front of him, and Gainwell is able to get to the 46, maybe the 47. And that brings up 4th down. Did all he could, but got just 11.
Yeah, there's a good job by Hurts. I mean, it's just he's made plays, and he's thrown the ball straight, and he's read the defense, and then he's been really smart. I mean, I don't know what more anybody could want from Jalen Hurts tonight.
Jalen Reagor waits, is booed by the fans here as Siposs hits it end over end. Reagor inside the 10. Nowhere to go. Kayvon Wallace.
And getting the gang back together for football? Good. Then you're ready.
Well, we came into this game talking about Justin Jefferson and what kind of impact would he have, and this is the night that he has seen. He's had a lot of different people that have been in coverage on him, and as Jonathan Gannon talked about, they were going to try to have a roof over him no matter who was aligned on him. Here lately, it's been a lot of Darius Slay. There's the interception when he read that route beautifully, but they have frustrated Justin Jefferson in this passing game for the Minnesota Vikings.
And here's more frustration with Cook. Kirk Cousins with the 2 interceptions. Cousins 0 for 4 with the 2 picks when throwing at least 10 yards downfield in this game. And nowhere to go here, so he just throws it away. And a flag is down on the near side, and we're going to get the ineligible man downfield call for the 4th time tonight, this time against the Vikings.
Ineligible receiver illegally downfield prior to the pass. Offense number 56. 5-yard penalty. First down.
I think these officials rode to the game tonight and they said, you know what's going to excite the country?
Yeah. You know what'll be fun tonight?
If we go crazy on the ineligible man downfield, they will be talking about it for minutes.
There's a lot of coaches at home that are thinking, well, now they call it, you know, because there's so many defensive coordinators who have been burned by these guys down the field for years.
Pass is underneath and a drop by Johnny Munt. Bring up 2nd down and 15.
Well, Johnny won't have a better opportunity to have a catch in the National Football League because there wasn't anyone within 10 yards of him. And after he catches it, had he have caught it, you know, he could have ran for a little while. Just everything going against the Vikings tonight.
2nd down and 15. Cousins from the end zone gets rid of it, and that's Thielen's first catch. Bradbury right there for Philadelphia, and Adam Thielen, who's now 32 years old, gets 5. Third down and 10.
Yeah, Vikings going to a hurry up.
Cousins.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts.
Cousins, Thielen, and nearly picked. It's a great throw and catch and a first down for Minnesota.
Well, he had Justin Jefferson at the top on a square end that he could have taken. Instead, he goes the wide side of the field to try to go to Thielen, and this ball, it has to be perfect. I mean, that's one that you could see. I mean, big play Slay was thinking he was going to get number 2 tonight.
Well, there's no doubt. But a big-time completion, and now Slay almost gets one here as he flashes in front of Jefferson. And Slay came to play tonight.
He sure did. I mean, he's reading these routes because he sits on this at the top of it. And Jefferson's not one of those guys you really want to sit on, but you can tell he's just he's reading exactly where Jefferson is going, and there was another opportunity for him. But yeah, he's playing with a tremendous amount of confidence right now.
Traded from the Lions in 2020, a Pro Bowler a year ago, is Slay. 2nd and 10. Here's Smith. Nice catch and survives the hit by Epps.
I was expecting to see a flag come out on that.
15 yards the hard way for Irv Smith.
Boy, this throw had to be perfect as well. Yeah, it's pretty good. It came in with the shoulder. Couldn't tell if it was to the helmet or neck area. Really nice throw there by Cousins.
3-score game with the clock running, and Madison gets hit as the pass arrived by Kaiser White. Boy, Howie Roseman, the general manager who's been with this organization for so long. 23rd year with the Eagles, had some kind of offseason, adding to this defense, making the trade, getting A.J. Brown. Defense got better. They get a stud on the outside, and they're getting a quarterback in his 2nd full year as a starter in Jalen Hurts, who has taken a major step forward. Cousins, Madison, a drop. And it's 3rd and 10.
Yeah, you make a good point, Joe. I think there are always picks, no matter who you are, that you'd like to have back. And I know Howie Roseman is no different. But overall, when you look at his body of work, I think he's done a good job. He's always looking to upgrade the roster. He did a fantastic job this year in free agency, filling some needs. And I think this draft class is going to emerge and do some really good things as well. And hats off to him. This is a better football team than they were a year ago.
Underneath, Smith needs to make a man miss, and he does. And then another, and a first down pickup on a nice effort by Irv Smith, a gain of 11. And that came on 3rd and 10. Nice play. Bradbury missed a tackle, then C.J. Gardner-Johnson in the first down as the result.
Yeah, Bradbury comes up, and this was the one here. Had he if he makes that play there, then they don't pick up this first down.
Blitz. Cousins backpedals and nearly picked by Slay again. Every time Cousins looks up, he's seeing Darius Slay.
Yeah, he is, and another well-timed blitz by Jonathan Gannon. You know, again, it's not something that he majors in. He picks his spots, and they pick up that first down, and they get to midfield, and he dials one up, and almost paid off very well. I think Gannon, he definitely has his thoughts on how he wants his defense to look and what he's going to do, and he's unwavering in his beliefs.
Here's one off the right hand of Jalen Reagor, to the delight of the crowd here in Philadelphia.
Well, that's another blitz as well that he brought on that play. So that's back-to-back blitzes. We'll see what he decides, but that was an all-out blitz. They didn't even have a middle safety on that play.
Again, 3rd down and 10. Cousins has it knocked away. Covered up by Minnesota and Ed Ingram, but a stop by this Eagles defense. Fletcher Cox forced it.
They run a game inside. They run twists on both sides. Fletcher Cox, and they got Brandon Graham on the inside. Cox is the one who gets a hold of him and knocks it loose. You got Sweat right there in the middle of it as well. That's the 4-man rush that we've gotten so accustomed to seeing over the years from the Eagles. And as Jonathan Gannon said, that's still the strength of this defense, and they're the ones who have to dictate the games, and they're coming alive now.
Another fumble on the pile from Cousins. As Wright hits it, he's been a bright spot tonight for Minnesota. Here's Britton Covey, and gets hit out of bounds at the 25. The Eagles want a flag, and they don't get it after a 7-yard return. Philly gets the ball back, 4th quarter in Philadelphia, up 17. Place where he ran the stairs. And the Kelsey brothers are present and accounted for. Jason on the left, and one of our favorites to cover, Travis on the right. He is just a beauty, and he's here supporting his brother after he and his Chiefs beat the Chargers this past Thursday night.
How awesome is that he's here to watch his brother, and he's sitting in the stands here in Philadelphia. It's awesome.
Two great dudes. 1st down and 10 from the 25 as Hurts keeps. Broke one tackle, but the play ultimately made by Josh Metellus. We check in with Lisa Salters.
Hey, Joe. Well, the Kelsey brothers started a podcast this season. It's called New Heights. They record it every Wednesday on their days off. And Jason Kelsey was telling me it was something they really had talked about for doing a while. He wasn't sure if he was going to like doing it or not, but he saw that, you know, some other athletes were able to do it without it being a distraction for the team, so they thought it would be fun. And Jason said what he really likes best is being able to keep in touch with Travis, something they hadn't really been able to do before while they were both in season. So now they have a set time carved out each week on their days off on Wednesdays to catch up and talk about what's going on with each other.
Yeah, that's nice. Here's one off the hands of Gainwell and intercepted by Hicks. Hicks is looking for the end zone, but he'll settle for the 9-yard line. And in a 17-point game with these fans having a blast in the stands, the Kelsey brothers, they just watched one off Gainwell's hands, in Minnesota trying to get right back in it.
You can see Dalvin Tomlinson there in the middle. He's the one who Hurts is having to try to navigate. They're running this middle screen, and the timing of it just is off. And when you're throwing that ball in the middle like that on a screen, there's a lot of bodies in there, so you don't really have much of a choice as a quarterback but to put it high. And if you tip it, then generally that's what's going to happen. A pretty high-risk play at this point in the game, considering what the score is and where they were on the field.
Cousins from the 9. Pass is incomplete for Thielen, working on Avonte Maddox. This is the deepest the Vikings have been in Philadelphia territory this half. And it's the ex-Eagle, former third-round pick in 2015. Spent 4 years with Philadelphia, Jordan Hicks, who got the interception. Now 2nd and goal.
Boy, Jordan Hicks just sets them up perfectly. And, I mean, they have no choice but to come away with a touchdown.
Backpedaling, end zone try, and incomplete. There's Slay again. And Cousins just threw it up for grabs as he was on the run under heavy pressure by Hassan Reddick.
Well, they come untouched. The interesting thing is they got 3 receivers to the right side where the pressure came from, and none of those 3 guys looks for the ball when they come off the line of scrimmage. It's all cleared out, and yet nobody's looking. Now, Cousins isn't looking for them either. But you can't just randomly throw the ball up in the air. I don't know if Cousins even recognized what was happening to his front side.
Now 3rd down and goal. Blitz. Cousins to the end zone and intercepted. What a night for Darius Slay. He's got his 2nd, and the Eagles have their 3rd of the night. And Slay has won this battle tonight with Justin Jefferson.
The pass was intercepted, and the intercepting player was down by contact in the end zone for a touchback. Timeout on the field.
Every time Jonathan Gannon has dialed up the blitz, they have been effective. They've gotten home. Slay, once again, nowhere for Jefferson to impact the play in the red zone, and Slay undercuts it for the touchback.
And he's been on. Justin Jefferson, just a dominant performance by Darius Slay and this Eagles defense when they've been backed up. Here's Sanders on 1st down. Able to get 8.
Yeah, they were trying to sub for Darius Slay. They were coming in to take his place, and he waves them off before that last play when he intercepted it and just said, no, I'm staying out here on the field. You know, he wasn't threatened by Jefferson going past him because he's got the end line. And Cousins, it was a great defensive possession there by play caller Jonathan Gannon as well. He brought the blitz, and it has been really effective tonight when he's chosen to bring it.
Jonathan Gannon, a disciple of the former Minnesota Vikings head coach Mike Zimmer. Handoff to Sanders, and he's able to plow forward for a 1st down with under 6.5 to go. Let's check in with Lisa.
Hey, Joe. Well, Darius Slay getting a lot of love over here on the Eagles sideline. And just a couple weeks ago, he was voted a team captain for the first time in his 10-year career. And he admits he got emotional when talking about why that meant so much to him. He said, I'm not a rah-rah guy. I'm not a guy who's going to jump in the huddle and give a speech. In fact, he said, mostly guys know me for being kind of goofy. So he said the fact that he was voted a captain told him that guys know that even though he likes to joke around, he's serious when it comes to football. He said, I love competing, and being a captain tells me that they respect me for how I lead. Joe.
Well, he's been outstanding tonight. He's been a nice pickup since they got him in 2020, and we'll look at some of the highlights tonight as he has often found himself across from number 18. This one early. One of 11 passes defensed by the Eagles in this game. There's pick number 1. A near 2nd interception. That's the previous play to this. The interception a moment ago and the touchback. Dominant performance by number 2.
Yeah, they were trying to sub him because it's obvious when you watch him that he's banged up. You know, the foot, something going on with his foot or ankle that he's limping a little bit.
Here's Sanders, who stops and starts and gets another Eagles 1st down. I said 0 for 5 earlier, 1 for 5 when Slay's been across from Justin Jefferson. But coming off what he did, Jefferson, against the Packers, week 1 with the 9 catches. Nobody had any answer for him with Green Bay. 184 yards, 2 touchdowns, and different story tonight.
Different story of yeah, absolutely, and he was up for the challenge. As good as Jalen Hurts has been on offense for the Eagles, Darius Slay has been every bit his equal defensively. They just, you know, if you're going to win a game like this, Nick Sirianni, your best players, your leaders have to play good, and theirs have.
Sanders is stood up. And a timeout is taken by the Vikings. We'll take a break with them. Play, and the numbers for Hurts as history's kind of repeating itself just under 12 years later. Only quarterbacks for the Eagles in their history with 300-plus pass yards and 2 or more rush touchdowns. Hurts tonight, Michael Vick back in November of 2010. Identical records through the air with 333 pass yards, and this has really been impressive to watch tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it really has. We came into this game thinking it was going to be a really evenly matched game between 2 teams that we feel are pretty good, but we're still trying to figure out the league right now in week 2 as to, you know, who really has it going. But what a great performance by Philadelphia, and Jalen Hurts, and of course Darius Slay, and so many others. Really everyone has played at an exceptionally high level.
Here's Scott, cuts back. 3rd down and a timeout. Second taken by Minnesota to stop the clock with 4:09 left. The question is, how good is this start going to be for Philadelphia? They won at Detroit. They're out in front tonight with just over 4 to go. They're at the Washington Commanders next. Then they're at home against Jacksonville, at Arizona, at home against Dallas, then a bye. They have a pretty favorable schedule, and the only team with their first 4 games this year against teams that were under 500 a year ago. And this looks like one of the better teams in the NFC.
Yeah, I agree. And they look right now to be the best team in the NFC East anyway, within the division. And I think that they've just kept rolling from where they were last year. I like what Jalen Hurts said when they lost that game at Tampa in the playoffs. Said, this game does not define us. And it shouldn't, because they did so many good things, but it did give them a little bit of an edge this offseason. And then with the upgrades on the roster, it is really paying off for them.
3rd down and 7. Hurts with a flag down. Hurts fakes the throw and then goes out of bounds shy of first down yardage. And it's a hold against the Eagles, which I assume the Vikings will decline.
Holding. Offense number 62. That penalties decline. 4th down.
That'll bring up 4th down, and here's Lisa Salters.
Hey, Joe, well, Vikings safety Harrison Smith is not out on the field right now. We're being told that he's back in the locker room being evaluated for a possible concussion.
Harrison, who got his 30th career interception in week 1 against Green Bay. Such a vital piece to this defense, so hopefully that is not a long-term situation. And with the punt, one more chance for the crowd to get after Jalen Reagor. Reagor will let it go over his head, and it checks up and goes outside the 10. Under 4 to go. It's week 2 in Philadelphia. Vikings own 10. 3:51 to go. Here is a catch made by Reagor, and Jalen able to make the play of 7 yards. C.J. Edwards made the stop for the Eagles. Over the middle, that's Cook. That's a 1st down. Edwards again.
You brought it up earlier in this game, Joe, about Jonathan Gannon and some of the criticism that he's taken going back to last year on not bringing pressure. This game tonight, you know, as we pointed out, he did a number of times.
Here's Thielen. What a throw.
That was another tight throw.
And Thielen made the catch and hopped out of bounds. Epps almost got his hand on it, but a gain of 19.
Yeah, this is another one of those throws by Cousins that just has to be perfect out there on the boundary. You can't You can't miss that one to the inside, and he doesn't. That's 2 to Thielen that he has hit.
Vikings' longest play from scrimmage tonight, the 19 yards there. Here's Smith. Irv makes the catch. And on first down, he's able to pick up 6 as Avonte Maddox made the tackle.
What I was going to say is on the blitz, against the blitz, Kirk Cousins just 2 of 10 for 12 yards with 2 interceptions. So for those that have been clamoring for more blitz, he certainly dialed a few more up, and they were effective.
Cousins slings it. Pass is caught. Jefferson, first down. Eagles are giving the Vikings these underneath throws, and so far the Vikings have been able to take it inside Philadelphia territory. Cousins is able to stay upright and carry for another first down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left, 1 timeout for the Vikings, on the move but down 17 here in week 2. Cowboys and Giants next Monday night, 8 Eastern on ABC, ESPN, ESPN Plus, and you can catch Peyton and Eli on ESPN2. Gain of 3 here by Madison. Under 2 to go, 1 timeout left, down 17, 2nd and 7. Again underneath Madison. And Alexander Madison gets another first down as TJ Edwards has been busy on this possession.
Yeah, a lot of cheap yards on this drive for Minnesota. Philadelphia, obviously, they're just guarding against the big play, not giving up any quick strikes.
First down, pass caught by Thielen down inside the 10.
You know, Darius Slay, he has not been on the field this series. He's standing over on the sidelines, which begs to ask.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts.
On the sidelines, which begs to ask the question then, you know, how is he? How's he going to be next week? You know, with the foot or whatever it was that had him hobbling the last time he was on the field.
First down and goal now. Cousins, Thielen, pass is it picked? Nearly by Zach McPherson. He was the special teams player of the week in the NFC, and he almost took that away.
He sure did. He read this perfectly. I mean, he really played it well. And he saw it, and yeah, that's it's a good play by him. A ball that's just a little bit behind. Those are, you know, he's been making those throws, and you got to get it outside. If he does, it's another completion to him. But you know, if you don't, just a little bit more off than what he was, that's going the other way.
But Thielen was the one that knocked it out more than anything at the end of that play. 2nd and goal. Here is a screen, and Madison is swallowed up. Josh Sweat. 3rd down and goal. 40 seconds left.
Well, as good as it was last week for Kevin O'Connell, you know, they say humility's a week away, and he's got to experience that tonight.
3rd down and goal. There's some fantasy owners still watching this one, and a sack by Sweat. Clock continues to run. And the Eagles are going to walk out of their home opener 2-0 on the season.
Yeah, Cousins had enough.
Well, this was a complete win for Philadelphia. Dominated on both sides of the ball. They dominated at quarterback. And Jalen Hurts looked every bit a top-notch dual threat. And if he continues to play this way, this is going to be a dangerous, tough team to play in 2022. This kid is just knocking on the door, too.
He really is, but I think that is the challenge, Joe. You bring up a really good point. Can he continue to play at that level? That's the challenge for every starter in this league. Can you come back week in and week out and do what you're capable of doing? And he's played exceptionally well. now for 2 straight weeks to open up this season.
Nick Sirianni's team has won 9 of their last 12 during the regular season. Hurts tonight 26 of 31, 333 yards. He threw for a touchdown, was picked on a deflection, and ran into. Was sacked a couple of times, and we'll send it down to Lisa Salters.
Thanks, Joe. Jalen, Coach Sirianni told me at halftime, he said that you were in complete control of this offense.
I'm sorry.
That's all right, babe. He said you were in complete control of this offense, running and throwing. Just what felt good to you tonight?
We just wanted to come out here and play our type of football, you know. And I feel like early on we had a lot of things clicking. I feel like in the end we got to do a better job of finishing. You know, last week after the game I talked about the standard being the standard and it only rising. And I feel like we still haven't played to our standard yet. So it's a lot to learn from. You know, obviously in the second half as an offense, we got to do better. Slay made a lot of plays on defense. They played great on defense all night. And we won the game, Monday Night Football.
And it wasn't just one guy tonight. Everyone got involved. What does that say about your offense?
Yeah, I think we just have to go out there and play our game. You know, and I know it all starts with me. So the preparation we had all week, it was excellent. We started off great. We got to do a better job of finishing, but we'll take the win.
Thank you. Congratulations. Good luck the rest of the way.
This Eagles organization raves about the leadership of Jalen Hurts. He worked so hard in the offseason, and that work really seems to be paying off already. And Nick Sirianni has done some impressive things here in a year plus as the head man in Philadelphia. And there's old reliable Jason Kelce, who's always right in the middle of things for this Philadelphia offense. The center just keeps on rolling along. So the Vikings will leave here 1-1. Minnesota next with a date against Detroit. Eagles 2-0 and a date at the Washington Commanders coming up. Next week, don't miss the Cowboys and the Giants on ESPN and ABC. And Monday Night Football, your late local news coming up next on ABC, except on the West Coast. This has been a presentation of Monday Night Football on ABC. From all of us, good night from Philadelphia.
ESPN thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts